When Tomoko, who rarely goes out except for work, is forced to go out to town, she passes by girls her age walking happily. They look like they are bouncing around, but that may be because Tomoko has never had such experiences. Tomoko was born with a large, dark purple birthmark that runs from her chest to her neck. That's why she has never worn a blouse or t-shirt with a low chest. And she hasn't been to a swimming pool since she was in the 5th grade of elementary school. But when her father was healthy, he would hold her hand, and they would play in their swimsuits at deserted beaches and rivers. Her father was concerned about her until the moment he died. He was many times more concerned about her than her brother and sister. But her father also died when Tomoko was 20. Her mother had undoubtedly given birth to her, but she seemed to have been avoiding her since she was old enough to understand. She was a weak-willed mother, so she must have felt guilty. Tomoko works as an office worker at a small construction company. The company president and his wife, the vice president, knew her situation and hired her. Both of them are very kind-hearted people. "You can stay forever," the president told Tomoko on the day she was hired. 3 years have passed since then, and Tomoko has been working hard to repay the kindness of being hired. The president's second son, Eiji, always looks at her with a warm gaze. The eldest son graduated from a top university, became a first-class architect, and is now independent. But the second son, Eiji, barely managed to get into night school, but dropped out and is a man who travels here and there whenever he has free time. Recently, Eiji seems to have become interested in bamboo crafts that he came across while traveling, and seems to be managing to make a living. Eiji, who does not have a driver's license, invites Tomoko to go on cycling trips and day trips by train. Tomoko refused at first, but Eiji was so enthusiastic that they started going on several dates. But the more they met, the more painful it became for Tomoko. She had truly fallen in love with Eiji. She wanted Eiji to hold her wholeheartedly. Thinking about this kept her up all night. One night, in an empty park, Eiji proposed to Tomoko. Tomoko was so happy she could die, but Tomoko refused, saying, "I'm sorry." She thought she would never be able to be happy. Eiji was disappointed and asked, "Isn't a loser like me no good?" No. Then what is it? Haven't your mom or dad told you anything about me?" A little? Apparently I have a bruise. I knew that and asked you out." "Oh, is that weird?" "Yeah, there are loads of pretty girls out there, but I love you to death." "Tomoko, a bruise is nothing. I'm an idiot, so I'll always be an idiot until I die, and that won't change. Hey, marry me." Not knowing what to say anymore, Tomoko closed her eyes as hard as she could. Then, she unbuttoned 1 or 2 buttons that had been fastened tightly up to her neck and exposed her chest. The dark purple bruises from her chest to her neck spread out before Eiji's eyes. Tomoko, with her eyes closed, cried, "Even so, I still love you." Eiji buried his face in the purple bruises that had spread across Tomoko's chest and cried, "I love you, I love you." The moonlight gently illuminated the two of them as they held each other tightly.